We are here in Rockland County, New York at the start of another project in a nice town called Airmont. We are here to do something a little different this time. Instead of building a water feature, we're gonna actually be shoring up the embankment on a natural pond. Behind me here, you can see a bunch of large boulders. We had 2 truckloads dropped off. The large machine has been moved here, the Link Belt 145, and then behind that we have the Kubota SDL 97. We're going to be utilizing all these materials in the backyard to make a beautiful edge along this natural pond. This is our access into the backyard, where we'll be bringing the machines to this beautiful natural pond setting. We already came down here and added a beautiful Airmax floating fountain. Changeable nozzles for different fountain sprays, as well as LED lighting that change colors at night. It's a really great accent to the pond and also adds some aeration. But what the job is for myself, Raphael, Aaron, and Ryan on the install team is to shore up this embankment we have here. So we're going to be placing large boulders along the edge of the pond. The water level is a little low right now, which actually helps us. The homeowner has lowered the overflow. So we're able to dig out some of that soil that you see right there, lay some fabric down. Then we're going to be putting down some 3/4 inch stone on the backfill side of the boulders, and then eventually putting a layer of topsoil. Right here in this area right in front of me, which is easier to see from the other side of the pond. So let me take you over there. Cool little cove area they got back over here with a nice stone bridge. Really love that pine right in front of us there. That's really beautiful. When the water level is totally full here, the water is up to that grass level. Maybe in the future we'll be over here adding more boulders on this side of the pond. But for now, we're gonna be taking care of the shoreline you see in front of you. And that shoreline from where that paddle boat is over to the left, all the way over here to the right, we're gonna be adding those large boulders that you just saw out in front of the house. You kind of see there's a little life ring up top. There's going to be a nice staircase coming down to the water. And then we're going to make sure we put a large rock there so you come down and sit on the edge of the water and enjoy this beautiful pond. Something a little different for the install team, but we love working with boulders. Stay tuned as this project unfolds. It's going to turn out spectacular. So Ralphie has cut some geotextile fabric and he's laid it on the embankment here. Right where he's standing is a nice shelf already in the pond, which is pretty solid. We're going to be placing boulders along this shelf right here and then backfilling with a little bit of 3/4 inch gravel and then the rest of the way up with some topsoil. And we're going to do that all along this edge here, varying the heights of boulders from the large ones we have out front to some smaller ones we'll bring in over the next 2 or 3 working days. So we're heading out to the rock pile to go pick our first couple of rocks. I have Ralphie back there in the skid steer with the forks on it. We're going to pick a couple. That way you can bring them over to the excavator. We can strap them up and start moving along the shoreline. We decided that we wanted something low and flat to go along the side of what is now a floating dock. And we wanted a rock to come to roughly about the height of that dock. So if the kids would like to step off onto it, they very easily could. So this is going to be the first rock that we bring over there. We got our trusty bin of straps here, and we have a whole bunch of different kinds for different rocks. And we'll use these to hoist and then place the rocks along the shoreline here. Since it's only Raphael and myself, it's going to be easier just to strap the rock right off the fork and go one rock at a time. But once we get more guys here, we'll probably actually just place the rock on the ground, a little off the ground on an object, and then strap it up just like you see Raphael doing here. We either use a strap like this called an eye-to-eye or a continuous loop strap. Either which strap, we use what is called a basket style strapping. What you want to do is get these points as far out on the rock as possible for easier removal later. Placing the 2 eyes in the center point like you see here of the rock, and then running the rest of the strap through those 2 eyes. It's a little more tricky strapping the rock with this style strap, but it is a lot easier to get the strap out later on. About 4 hours worth of work, and we got a good I would say 25 feet of embankment. We gotta wait to backfill it tomorrow when the gravel comes. Some nice large sturdy boulders to hold back the earth of random different sizes. And then any voids behind the rocks we'll fill in with smaller rock. But when we're complete, this is gonna sure look great. Good morning, we're back at it for day 2 here at this beautiful natural pond. We got a whole bunch of new material here dropped off. We got a triaxle load, which is roughly about 20 yards of 3/4 inch crushed stone. And we're gonna be using that to fill behind the rocks until we get above water level. level. Also, we're gonna be setting some stones on this for a staircase, as well as a nice big stone overhanging the water. So, and then over here to the right is some beautiful topsoil. And then back behind my pickup truck here, we have those super sacks once again. So we have 2 sacks of gravel. One is filled with 2 to 3 inch gravel, large stone in the back there. And then this one here is filled with a 3/4 inch decorative. And last but not least, we also have some awesome aquatic plants, mixture of variegated irises, pickle rush, cardinal flower, I think we grabbed. So we have a lot of stuff here to make the edge look really, really beautiful. So this is what myself and Ralphie got done yesterday. We set all these large boulders along the edge here with the fabric underneath and coming up the embankment. This area over here, we spaced them out a little bit, and we're gonna turn that into a planting area with those aquatic plants that are in the back of that pickup truck. Gonna add some gravel out there and some aquatic plants on that shelf. And then you have these big voids behind here and little voids like that one right there. What we're gonna be doing is bringing some rock. We have some up in the skid steer bucket there, and we're gonna be blocking those up. And then taking that 3/4 inch gravel and backfilling behind these boulders. We gotta block that one up right there so the gravel doesn't pour through. And we do that from the back side on this side. And then we'll put that gravel in there, and we're gonna actually fold over the fabric on top of the gravel and then place some topsoil on top and level these boulders out to the hillside. We got our work cut out for us today before the rain, but with teamwork, I'm sure we can get this done. It's gonna be a hot one. It's gonna be a scorcher. It's gonna be 93 degrees. So we're gonna have to drink a lot of water and rest a little bit here and there in the shade. But we'll be out there setting some boulders, backfilling with soil. And we brought some stuff from E.P. Jansen's nursery in Florida. We bought a big flat rock for them to go down to and sit on or stand on right on the water's edge. And we also brought some stepping stones. We got Raphael over there. He's starting to uncover the tarp this morning. We had a tarp over all the soil, keep it dry over the Memorial Day weekend. So he's just removing the stone. And I'm gonna head into the backyard and start warming up the machines, even though it's really warm, just to get the hydraulic oil flowing. And then we're gonna get started. What a beautiful flat stone we have here to sit on the edge of the pond. And then Ralphie over here is uncovering some of the stepping stones that are gonna lead from the yard down to the water. So I just got down to the pond area, and unfortunately with all the rain over the weekend, the pond has filled to the overflow. When we were working last week, the water was down like almost 12, 18 inches. Which made it a little easier to stand in the water and do some work. So either Raphael's gonna go in with his muck boots, or I'm gonna have to go in barefoot, but one or the other, we'll get it done. But we got Ryan cutting out some fabric to lay down in the water, so we'll be walking on top of that. But let's go take a sneak peek on what the rocks look like when the water level is full from the other side. The boulders are partially sitting in the water and form a beautiful edge along the pond. Straight ahead over there, right in that section there, we'll be knocking down some of that gravel and filling aquatic plants into there. In the near future, the homeowner's gonna get this whole entire dock area repaired, and this is gonna be a beautiful, beautiful area to come and hang out and enjoy the pond. Today's main project is getting this big stepping stone in, some large boulders along this edge, so tomorrow we can backfill everything and move the big machines out of here. Tons of koi right here in this area. Some of those guys got to be at least 30 inches. That guy out there is every bit, actually that's a female, is every bit of 36 inches. Let's go, guys, out of the way. We gotta set up the camera. Let's go. We're starting to put in the staircase over there. We got the sitting rock, or standing rock with the frame rock boulders in. We're ready to start setting the stairs up the hillside. Raphael's got the first one strapped up with Ryan over there, and we'll start going up the hill with the slabs of stone, backfilling each slab with 3/4 inch stone with a layer of fabric in between the soil and the gravel. So we're ending up day 3 here. Got a lot of the steps set in. Probably about another 5 or 6 to go tomorrow, but we got the frame boulder set and everything else. So that was a great accomplishment today. But all in all, these steps are coming out really cool and a great way to access the edge of the pond. Stay tuned for tomorrow. It's gonna be a great one. It's day 4 down here in Airmont, New York, and we're moving along nicely. We're starting off this morning with adding more steps to the staircase here. Raphael already cut another piece of fabric, and then we're gonna take that gravel behind the last step and backfill this area with 3/4 inch stone. Then strap up another step and repeat this process until we get to the top of the staircase. Probably about another 5-6 steps to go. Got a couple more steps placed and also some character boulders off to the side to retain the hillside and the soil. A couple more rocks and we'll be finished with the edge on this pond. Then it'll be all the finishing touches that we need to do here to make this place look spectacular. Raphael's over there setting the last piece of underliner in. That's that geotextile fabric that we're laying underneath the boulders along the shoreline here, and then backfilling between the rocks and that with 3/4 inch crushed stone. Then we backfill on top of that 3/4 inch crushed stone with some fresh topsoil, like you see in front of me right here. So we're back at the job site this morning with the trencher from Work General Rental. I got Raphael with me here today. We are trenching from over there, and then we're gonna be trenching all the way along over to here. And the purpose of that trench is to run a pipe in the ground for a fill line from the stream that's always flowing fresh water, and to divert some of this water into the pond whenever it needs filling. We're gonna be using that trenching machine and some 2-inch black flexible PVC, and we'll be able to transfer water with a pump from one side to the other whenever the pond starts getting a little low. This is a lot easier than having to hand dig the whole entire trench. Using a trenching machine, we'll be able to bury the pipe from the stream over here, over to the pond over there. A lot easier than if we were out here with a pick and shovel. So we just got some heavy rains here at the job site while we were at lunch, and it's absolutely crazy. That waterfall behind me was a trickle about 40 minutes ago. And then the storms came rolling through, and now it's like a raging river. Be a great place to go tubing. Not only is the waterfall flowing, but so is our trench. We have water that's seeping out of the hillside and running down and actually filled up our trench. We're gonna have to wait until this subsides to bury our hose. What that's gonna do is lead over to the pond as a fill line during the drier months in the season. So we got the trench done, but now we gotta load up the machine, and it is absolutely pouring out. I gotta get this machine out of here, and we gotta get it on the trailer. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, throw the rain gear on and get at it. It's only rain, you won't melt. Here's what we made for a screen for the overflow in the pond. Some 6-inch drainage pipe, the center of the aqua block cut out, and the pipe runs into the aqua block, and the large aqua block will act as a screen. We're gonna take this down to the pond and hook it onto the overflow tee, and this will prevent the fish from going out of the pond and also keep the overflow free of debris. What do you think, Ralphie?
Awesome.
I think it'll work.
You need to go to La NASA.
He said I need to go to NASA to be a spaceship engineer. And we're gonna do the same thing on this other side here. Right now, that's just wide open. And when debris gets in the pond like this, it gets stuck on that pipe. We just pulled some of this garbage out of here. It does happen. So this will prevent that from clogging. And it'll also prevent any smaller fish from going into the pipe here, down through this pipe here, and over into the neighbor's pond. I'm sure he doesn't mind getting a couple koi every once in a while, but this guy over here doesn't want to lose them. Leave the Sawzall in the other truck, you got to resort to the machete.